Ducati must take responsibility. This was a terrible outcome that he couldn't accept. It was like a huge disaster that couldn't be described. Stay with us. Here is the full news today. Pecco Bagnaia suffered another devastating result, failing to finish the 2025 Australian MotoGP. Bagnaia stated that this result was unacceptable, but he firmly stated that it was better than finishing last. After the Motegi weekend, 2 GPs like this are unacceptable, Bagnaia told Sky Sport Italia. Bagnaia further spoke to Sky Sport Italia at the end of the Phillip Island race, explaining that it was a complete disaster for him. He struggled from the start of Thursday's session through the long race, without finding a solution. During warm-up, we did some pretty bad tests, making it impossible to ride. We went in the opposite direction, and that was a bit positive because at least I could push harder. I was really on my limit, but unfortunately, I couldn't brake and enter the corners as I wanted, and that made my life much more complicated. Even though I crashed, at least I could push harder, considering I was able to catch the riders in front without a single chance, like yesterday or in Indonesia, which is definitely a positive thing. I don't know if this will be a positive for Malaysia, where the track is a bit different, but I just hope to get there and have a good feeling, said Pecco Bagnaia, sounding disappointed. Bagnaia also answered a question about the harsh shaking on his bike, but he was able to maintain his pace. This is something we've been working on since the beginning of the year. We thought we'd found the right balance after the Misano test. So much so that in Japan everything went smoothly and I was finally able to ride the bike as normal. Over the weekend, it was quite clear that, given the right conditions, I could be fast. What happened in the following races was unacceptable from my point of view, and almost unimaginable. I started with a bike that was theoretically the winning bike the previous weekend in Japan, but suddenly I couldn't push at all. This weekend, it was the same. I struggled a lot and was really at my limit. This morning we did a test to try to improve things, and I had to stop because it was difficult to ride. This afternoon, we were looking for a much more stable bike, at the expense of cornering and agility. It's very difficult to ride, but at least I can enter corners without much movement, said Pecco Bagnaia, explaining his disappointment. Pecco Bagnaia has also resigned himself to the fact that he no longer cares about the results of the 2025 MotoGP season. I don't know what to say. We know this is a difficult year, that something is wrong with our results. We're trying to find a solution, and it's not easy because the situation is difficult. All I can do is give 100%. 100% in Japan was about winning races, and here it's about being able to fight for a top 10 finish. Hopefully, the next race will be another opportunity to fight for the podium, said Pecco Bagnaia angrily.